This is Dave Bradshaw, and you're listening to Just Bring It, the Nerd Podcast.
Hello and welcome to another Just Bring It podcast. Today we have our first guest from our Hungary podcast session, I will call it like that. We will talk a little bit more about Hungary wrestling and the wrestlers that we get known during their time with WXW. And today we have, I guess I can call him the shooting star of the WXW 16 Carat 2022, Peter Tihanyi. Hi Peter, how are you?
Hello everyone, I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. We have a lot of people that had so much fun with your matches and your kind of work during 16 Carat and in the time before. And so I think it's good to know who's the person behind this great wrestler. And we will,
Yes.
I hope you will hear a lot of details about this person today.
Yes, I will.
How have you recovered from 16 Carat?
So after 16 Carat, we went to the academy for 1 week. So we had trainings there. So that was not a real recovery, I would say. And as soon as we arrived back to Hungary, we had a podcast as well with Gulyás. So we went there, did a taping for the podcast. The next day we had underground taping in the ACW dojo, and immediately after that we went to France. So since then I really didn't recover, I would say. So yeah, but as I mentioned it earlier, tomorrow we're gonna have a show in Hungary. So after that show, we can start our recovery finally.
Oh, so I'm really, it's really interesting how long you can take before getting
That's right.
released.
But I really enjoy it and I don't mind it.
Yeah.
So
That's great.
so yeah, I really love to do it. So yeah, I don't mind. Like I know that you have to travel a lot if you wanna wrestle. So I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I can totally understand. And as well, you are really young as well at the moment.
Yes.
So how old are you at the moment?
I'm 22. I just turned 22 actually.
22. Okay.
Yeah, not too long ago.
You have a lot of wrestling years inside you for the next years that we can see.
Yes, hopefully.
So let's go back some years of your 22 years. When have you started with wrestling as a wrestling fan? If you were a fan before starting with wrestling by yourself?
Yes, I was. I think the first time I really watched wrestling or met with wrestling was in 2011 when I was 11 years old, because I had a classmate and he had a PlayStation 2 console, and he told me that he has a new game, and like he invited me to his place and we tried the game, and it was a WWE game. So that was the first time I really met wrestling. And from that day, after that we played it every day, like because we really liked it. And then I asked him about, like, is it possible to watch it on TV, or like how is it? And then he helped me, and then from there I searched for Hungarian wrestling. I didn't know if it's a thing or not, and it was. And since then I'm in the business.
So some years ago you already started. Who were your first favorite wrestlers, if you can still imagine?
I think that's not a big surprise if I say that, but of course John Cena was the man. So yeah, and I also really liked Rey Mysterio, Kofi Kingston. So of course in the beginning I started watching WWE, so that's where I choose my favorite wrestlers from.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, Daniel Bryan as well. I really liked him. Sheamus. Yeah, I would say these guys.
Yeah, some interesting guys in there. Is there anyone where you would say today is an idol or something that has come into your own wrestling character?
That's a good question actually. Maybe I would say like maybe with the style, not like into my character, but more like Yngling style. So let's say Daniel Bryan's grappling style and stuff. So I would say that. Yeah.
Yeah, we could see it at the, for example, at the Ambition match with
Yes,
Golden Boy
that's right.
Santos.
That's right. Yeah.
It was a
Yes.
really interesting match. I haven't thought you into such an Ambition match as I've seen you during
Yeah.
the last year with WXW, but it was really good.
Yeah. Actually, that was my second shoot style match.
Ah, okay.
I had one before last year with Icarus.
Oh.
And that was kind of like a tryout match for Ambition, as I heard. So that was my first one, actually. And the Ambition one was the second.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Really interesting. So you have come from watching wrestling, playing wrestling, to finding Hungarian wrestling and then starting with wrestling. Where
That's right.
did you come to your first wrestling training? Was there a seminar? Was it an open training? Where did you start?
Yeah. So first I started watching wrestling in 2011, and 1 year later, in 2012, that's when I started wrestling. I was 12
Already 10
at that
years
time.
ago. Wow.
Yep. Yes. It's almost 10 years ago, actually. Yeah. So not too long ago after I watched wrestling for the first time. So that was 2012, and it was a training with Icarus from the Arrows of Hungary.
Mhm.
And yeah, since then, I still do it.
What was the hurting the most after your first training?
Hurting?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question. Actually, I don't really remember. The only thing I remember from the training, I was smiling through the whole training. Like when we had to do push-ups and sit-ups and these kind of exercises, I didn't care. I was just happy I can be in a ring. So that's the like I still remember that. About what hurting, I'm not sure.
It's
Yeah,
10
but
years
probably,
ago. So
yeah, probably everything the next day.
what
Yeah.
did you do any sports before coming to wrestling? So that
Yes,
was
actually.
easier for you?
Yes, actually, I did. Before wrestling, I did kung fu for
Ah, okay.
3 years. Also, I did skateboarding. I did swimming. In my primary school, I was in the football team, also the basketball team.
Oh,
Also,
a lot of sports.
yeah, a lot. Like actually a lot.
And
Um,
by Kung Fu and I guess skateboarding as well, you already know how falling feels.
yes, that's right. That's right. More because of skateboarding. Yeah, yeah.
I
Kung fu
hope,
helped. Kung fu helped a
yeah.
lot with my movement, actually.
Ah, okay. I hope you didn't hurt bad during your skateboarding career.
No, it was okay. Yeah.
Are you still skateboarding today?
No. I mean, I would love to, but I be honest, I'm a bit afraid, maybe because I can get injured.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to risk that because then I have to skip wrestling, or I'm not sure about the right word, but yeah. So sometimes I do it, but not like real crazy, just like skating around and stuff with friends.
Mm. Yeah, I can totally understand this. You don't want
Yeah.
to risk anything
Yes, that's
by
right.
such a, for example, small hobby for your wrestling
Yes, yes,
career.
yes, yes. That's right.
So now we know how you started with your training. Let us get into the idea of becoming a wrestler. You just said you played it, you watched it, you got to training. At the moment you start your first training, did you know there already that you want to become a wrestler, or did you just want to try how it feels to train wrestling?
No, no. I like that's why I started it, because I already knew that
Mhm.
that I want to be a wrestler. Because when I first saw it, I was like, all right, it's pretty cool to watch it, but it would be way better to do it.
Mhm.
So I already knew that I want to be a wrestler. So,
Ah, okay.
so yeah.
Mhm. So you started with the idea, I will be a wrestler in the next years. That's really interesting.
Yes, that's right.
So you're training already for 10 years?
Yes, almost 10 years. It's gonna be 10 years in this September.
Did you had any break during this time, or are you
No,
constantly training?
constantly.
And we talked a little bit before this podcast, and I already talked to some of your colleagues. Ivo Kolaski, for example, told me that you are a trainer as well. Since when you
Yes,
are a
that's right.
trainer?
Since 2018, actually,
Hmm.
I became a trainer mm, earlier than I had my first official match.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So in 2018, I guess it was is HCW where you had your first match.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
How was the feeling preparing for your first match?
Well, it was quick because they told me I'm gonna have my first match in August, and we had a show in May, and one guy got injured, so they just called me like 2 or 3 days before the show that all right, on Saturday you're gonna make your debut.
Oh.
Hope you're ready. So they told me that, and I was like, oh yes, I'm ready, but I don't have an official gear yet,
Mhm.
and yeah, but I was like, it's my time, so I have to make it happen, and yes, that was my debut. So it
How
was fast actually.
and how did you fix the gear problem?
Um, b- so before that, we had some tapings in the dojo.
Mhm.
It's called HCW Underground. That's a weekly pro wrestling mm,
It's just TV series, no,
season.
TV series of a series.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Ah, okay. Hmm.
So for that I had the gear, but it was not like an official one. It's just some kind of backyard
Hmm.
gear, I would say. So I used that
Yeah,
on
why
my
not?
first official match. Yeah.
It already worked inside the ring. Why not use it?
Yes, that's right. And it's at least it's something.
Yeah.
So
It's better
yeah.
than going in there with some kind of
Yes,
swimming
that's right.
trunks or
That's
something.
right.
Yeah, it's really interesting how you started there. And how nervous have you been before starting your first match?
Ooh, I was really nervous actually. I couldn't sleep for before that night. So
Hmm.
yeah, like my friend was sleeping next to me because like I slept at his place because we went to the show together,
Yeah.
and like I could hear him like snorting and everything. Like he had his best sleep,
Mm.
and I was just like constantly thinking about the match. So yeah, I was nervous but excited at the same time.
Were you still nervous when entering the ring, or did it just flow
Um,
away?
no, I still have the same feeling. I mean, not the same. It's a bit less, but I still get that.
Hmm.
I don't know. I would say like butterflies in my stomach
Hmm.
thingy. So yes, of course, it doesn't matter if it's like a big show or it's a smaller show. I still have the same feeling. It's of course it's better than it was
Yeah.
earlier because I kind of get more used to it, but I still get the feeling.
What does this kind of being nervous make out of you? Are you more focused on the match, or what does it work in your
Um,
body?
yes, actually. So lately I get like, let's say, really nervous
Hmm.
before my entrance music,
Hmm.
and as soon as I hear the entrance music, my adrenaline goes up,
Hmm.
and as soon as I like make my entrance, it's gone, and I just live in the moment.
Ah, cool.
So yeah, it makes me more focused. In the beginning, sometimes it didn't help me because I was like, "Oh, what if it goes wrong? What if it happens and
Mm.
stuff?" So yeah, in the beginning, I was a bit overthinking with this, so it didn't help every time.
Yeah.
But now it makes me like focused even more, and yeah.
Yeah, the way between focusing and overthinking is really small, but it's better
Yes,
to
but
focus
yes,
the other
that's
way.
right. That's right.
I'm same kind. I was the same kind, and I started with my job. I'm not in this kind of how you are, but I'm talking in front of a crowd. The first moment, I really overthinking everything,
Yes.
but now today, just focus on what's coming and do it.
Yes, that's right. That's and it helps a lot.
Yeah,
It
of
helps a
course.
lot. So if there is a new guy at the show from maybe our dojo or something, I always tell them just chill and enjoy.
Yeah.
And it in the beginning, of course, it sounds like you are like, how can I be so chill and stuff? But it's gonna help for sure.
Yes, of course. You're totally right with that. So you trained in Hungary already with, for example, Icarus, like you said.
Yes, and also Dover.
Yeah.
So they were, I would say, like my yeah, like main trainers, I would say that. But there are some other Hungarian wrestlers um uh who trained me. So
Mhm.
yeah, but if I have to say like the main trainers, then I would say the Arrows of Hungary, and also Michael Nutt. He's a Hungarian wrestler. So
Ah, okay.
those three guys. Yeah.
Are there any other trainers that you already met, perhaps with WXW or somewhere else where you have been?
From like from around the world, you
Yeah,
mean?
of course.
Oh yes. So we had a lot of seminars in our dojo.
Mhm.
So that's a good thing. Let's say I had a seminar with Tommy and
Oh.
Alistair Black,
Mhm.
with Matt Cross, with Walter two
Mhm.
times actually, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, um, whew, a lot.
A lot of experience from
Yes,
really
yes, yes.
different kinds of
Also,
wrestlers.
also with Robert Dreisker,
Yeah,
yeah, and a lot of guys. Probably, I just don't remember them
yeah,
because,
I can
yeah,
totally understand this. You can't
yes,
remember
yeah, yeah,
everyone.
yeah. It's hard to, yeah.
Also, you are really young. Perhaps you could, but I know in the lot of persons that you meet during your time, you can't remember everyone. It's not
Yes,
possible.
that's right. That's right.
Let's talk about your part as a trainer. What are there special groups that you are training?
So from this January, I'm the main trainer at the dojo. So
Mhm.
I train every group.
Mhm.
So basically, that's my daily job,
Mhm.
if I can say that.
Ah, okay.
But if I have to travel, then or I have something else to do, then I can ask another trainer to run the class. But actually, I run all the classes.
What kind of classes do you have?
We have four classes. We have the it's kind of I'm sorry for the translate, but like we have the first one is the basic group, I would say.
Mhm.
Like we just like we start with the roles and with the basic
Yeah.
holds and stuff like that. After that we have the beginner.
Mhm.
After that we had the intermediate, and after that we have the advanced class.
It's a good explanation for everyone who's hearing this, because you can directly think what is inside these classes. It's just like in the school, the three possibilities to get up into your kind of learning. So
Yes,
that's a good
that's right.
translation, I guess.
Yes.
Like, you already heard it, and I guess everyone who's hearing this podcast knows it. My English is not the best, but yours is already better than mine. So
Oh, thank
don't be
you.
afraid about it.
Actually, sometimes I don't want to say bad words. So sometimes I mess up the words because I'm really tired, but I'm trying my best.
Yeah, it's with me as well.
Yeah.
Like in our talk, sometimes I miss the right words, so I
Yeah.
describe what I want to
Same for
say.
me.
So
Yeah.
don't worry about it. It's just
Okay.
normal. It's not your home language.
Yes, that's right.
So if you don't working as a trainer, if you train for yourself for a show or a match, have you a special training plan?
Um, mm, I mean, um, kind of, but not really at the same time, because if I train, then I usually do in-ring cardio, because I think if you are a wrestler, that's one of the hardest thing, the
Mhm.
cardio part in the ring. So if I'm alone at the dojo, I usually train. I usually work on my cardio, but I also do the so I also train with the advanced class as well, because on Sundays, Icarus runs the advanced class,
Mhm.
so it's a bit easier for me because I can train, and also the guys can hear the things from another trainer, so it's also good for them.
Yeah, yeah, of
So yeah,
course.
but if I have to say like my special, it's like basically cardio. That's what I do the most, and uh, so when I did more high flying stuff,
Mhm.
that's what I practiced the most, like the flips and everything.
For your kind of wrestling, you need a lot of cardio.
Yes, that's
I
right.
guess
So that's right. That yeah.
it's not a kind of 1990s big man wrestling
Yes.
where they are just
Yes.
standing inside the ring.
Yeah, I run a lot and
Yeah,
jump a lot. Yeah.
you run, you jump, you fly during your whole
Yes,
time.
that's right.
And you have, I guess, the grappling parts are also really exhausting.
Yes, it is actually. But I started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu like 2.5 years ago or something like that. So it also helps with the cardio.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, still a lot of cardio is needed for sure.
So let's come from the trainer Peter Tihanyi to the wrestler Peter Tihanyi. If you have to describe your wrestling character to us, what would it be?
Yes, that's the hardest question for me. I mean, that was the hardest question for me, like through my whole career, because I never really had one. Actually,
Mm.
it's just me in the ring, but I would say like in a bigger form, or
Mm.
I'm not sure how to explain it.
Yourself
So
in
yes,
200% of
yes,
your
that's right,
personality.
that's right, that's right. That's how I came up with the gimmick, with this vibes gimmick and stuff, because
Mm.
I just really enjoyed to be there and having a good time and everything. Yeah.
Everyone can imagine if you come
Yes.
out, we feel that you have a good time.
Yes. So that one night I was thinking in my room about that. The biggest party and the best party I've ever been to is a wrestling show. So that's how, like, that's how it works with my gimmick. So when I'm there, I'm there to have a good time and to give it people a good time, and I just feel the vibe and the energy and stuff. So
Wrestling show is the biggest party, and you
yes,
haven't been to the after show party after Carrot because you
yes,
don't have one
I've
this year.
been there. I've
Ah,
been
you
there.
have already been there. In which
Yeah.
year?
2020.
Oh, I've been there as well.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, of
So I've
course.
been there, but I would still say that it's still the biggest one if you are in the ring.
Yeah, I totally understand. It's such,
Yeah.
the after show party is just the small one to get out of the
Yes, that's
whole
right.
event.
That's right. Yeah.
But
The first
being,
time I
yeah.
was at the Carrot, it
Mhm.
was in 2019 actually.
All right. 2019 was the Carrot of Lucky Kid, I
That's right.
guess. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. But at that time, me and my friend were only in the crowd.
Ah,
The
okay.
next year, we worked with the staff team,
Hmm.
and in this year, I could wrestle. So that's cool.
What a quick way to get from being a fan to being inside the 16 carat ring.
Yes.
That's really good. So we will come to your 16 carat experience a little bit later.
Okay.
I will make this question about your character a little bit harder. So
Yes.
if you compare your wrestling character to a figure from a movie or a
Hmm.
series, who would it be?
This question actually is easier
Oh,
for some reason. I don't know why, but it is. Maybe in the first, it gonna sound a bit weird, but I can explain. So I would say Spider-Man, because if you think about Peter Parker, he's
mhm.
just a normal guy. But as soon as he puts on his suit, he's Spider-Man. So it's kind of same for
Yeah.
me. So
And
as soon as I put my gear on,
yeah.
that's the real Peter Tihanyi, I would say.
And you can jump as good as Spider-Man
Yes, and
without the net.
Spider-Man is the best superhero ever. So, of course, I have to say him.
Ah, so I guess we have to speak some more about Spider-Man in another podcast, I guess.
Oh yeah, for
If
sure.
you are a big fan, you are totally
Yes,
invited to it.
actually, that's the only superhero movie I ever saw. So, so yeah.
So who's your favorite Spider-Man? We have Tobey Maguire, Andrew
Of
Garfield, and Tom Holland.
yes, Tobey Maguire for sure, for
Everyone
sure.
is saying Tobey Maguire, I guess.
Yeah, because when I first saw a Spider-Man movie, I think like I don't know, 6 or 7 or something like that. So,
Ah, okay.
and Tommy Maguire was Spider-Man, so that's like he's the real one for me. But I really like the new movie actually. Like that was a really good one.
Yeah, that's the last movie with all of the
Yes,
Spider-Mans in it.
yes.
Was really cool. So you are our Spider-Man. Let's talk about we already talked about your first wrestling match a little bit. Let's talk about your way to WXW. You are with WXW since I guess it were the cold time tapings in the
That's
beginning
right.
of
Yes,
2021.
that's right. So we had the tapings in the beginning of February, I would say, or something like that.
Mm.
And the arrows. So once Icarus texted me that we have to talk, I was already like, "Oh shit, what did I do?" Because he never does that. We speak a lot to each other, and we live really close to each other, so we hang out together and stuff. So it was weird because he texted me that. I was like, what it's gonna be? And also Dover was there. So I was like, oh shit, I'm in big trouble for some reason. And like they started to tell me like things like that, I'm in trouble and stuff. And at the end they were just like, all right, we were kidding. we are taking you with us to the WXW tapings, like in 3 weeks or 4 weeks or something like that. And I was like, oh shit, like yeah, yeah. So
They
that's how
really
I got
joked
it.
you, these two
Sorry.
guys. They really joked you, these two
Yes,
guys.
that's a thing in Hungarian wrestling for sure.
Yeah.
We do that a lot. Yes.
Humor is really important in such kind of sport, I guess.
Sorry.
Humor is really important in such kind of sport,
Yeah,
that you have
for
fun
sure,
with each
for
other.
sure. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that was the first time I first worked with WXW as a wrestler.
So how were the freezing cold tapings for
Yeah,
you?
it is super freezing, but I really enjoyed it. So I didn't mind sitting there in the cold because it's WXW. I met a lot of people. I learned a lot, and that was my main thing, and still my main thing. If I go somewhere, I want to learn and I want to improve. So yeah, I think outside it was around minus 14 degrees or something
Mm,
like that.
mm.
Inside the heater was on, for some reason it wasn't working, so inside it was around 3 to 5 degrees. So that's kind of cold, I
Much
would
too
say.
cold for doing any kind of sport for my
Yes, it was.
feeling.
Yeah, we did. I think I did warm-ups actually before my match like 3 or 4 times.
Mm,
It kind of didn't help anything, and after the match I wasn't sweating at all,
yeah.
which was weird. And also when we were making our entrances we could see our breath because of the cold. Yeah.
That's really bad.
Yeah, but it is what it is, and I really enjoyed it. And yes.
You had, if I'm looking back, I just see how these matches were published. Your first match that was published was the match against Marius Alani. Was
That's
this
right.
already the first match that you did during the
Yes,
tape?
that's right. And I think he was the champion back at that time. I'm not sure, but I think so.
I don't really know as well. This time are really bad to look back. There's so much time left between it.
Yeah.
But it could be possible that he has already
Yes.
been champion.
So that was a big challenge for me, for sure. His style was very like his style is different than mine.
Yeah. Mhm.
Also, WXW first match, so it was a really big challenge.
Yeah, I can totally understand this. And you had a lot of matches. There was a match against Michael Knight, against Levanian, against Dennis Zimmer. You had
Yes.
tag team matches with your Hungarian colleagues,
Oh yes, also that's right.
and you have a tag team match against Robert Dreisker and Annie Merrick with rotation on your side.
Oh
That's
yeah, also that and those. Yeah. I remember. Yes.
it's it's so long time ago, so
Yes,
I can
I
totally
had to
understand
talk.
if you have forgotten some of
Yeah,
them.
and I had another tag team match. It was a mixed tag team match. Me and Eva against Heisenberg and Baby Allison as well. Yeah.
This match I have already forgotten.
Oh.
So, but now I'm not double that old that you are, but a little bit older. I'm nearly 40, so
Okay.
I have the right to forget more than you.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
And you have been in the Shortcut to the Top match in
Yes.
2021. Do you like Rumble matches like that or Battle
Oh yeah.
Royals?
Yes. I was. So the only time I was in a Rumble match was only in Hungary. I think 2 or 3 times, or yeah, maximum 4 times. So it was different to do a Rumble match in another promotion.
Mhm.
But it was so much fun. I really liked it.
What is the good thing on a Rumble match for a wrestler?
Mm, from a wrestler standpoint, it's that you can rest, but from a crowd standpoint, it's really like interesting who's gonna be the next entrant.
Mhm. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and
Um,
also I really
mhm.
like that when you are in a Rumble match, you can work with a lot of guys.
Yeah.
So that's a really good thing.
Perhaps you meet guys that you don't meet during the
Yes,
next
that's
rest of
right.
the year.
That's right. And you can have together a lot of spots, maybe like fun spots or
Yeah.
like like kind of you can do everything you want, anything you want. So yeah.
And I guess you have to improvise a lot in a Rumble
Oh yeah,
match.
for sure, for sure. That's right.
Do you like to improvise in your matches?
Um, yes, I'm getting more used to it. In the beginning, when you start your career and you have matches, you are like, oh shit, what's gonna happen if we mess this up and
Mm.
stuff. And these days I'm kind of like, let's see what's gonna happen. That's another challenge to do it on the fly. So yeah, I like it. I like to work on the fly actually.
Let's talk a little bit about it. What if you mess up a move? It's better to redo the move or to
Oh
transition
no.
into something different.
Yes, transition into something different.
Mhm.
If you do, so let's say I mess up, let's say a body slam, let's say
Mhm.
that. So I mess up for the first time and I try to do it the second time. Maybe I can mess it up again.
Mhm.
So that's not a good thing. And also, like in the ring, we are fighting. That's what we want to show to people.
Mhm.
So yeah, that would be too obvious that if I try a move, I mess it up and I try it again, then it's not real, you know. So
Yeah.
because of that, I don't like we call it repeat the spot. I don't like that. I don't like to do that.
Mhm.
So if something happens in another way you planned, then you have to work with that situation.
So you just need to have the ability to improvise in such short seconds of time.
Yes, that's right. And that can be really hard and that can be really scary,
Yeah.
especially in the beginning. I mean, I didn't have like thousands of matches and stuff, but
Mhm.
I would say like you kind of get more used to it, but it's still a scary situation. I mean, it can be, but you have to be relaxed and you have to be chill and you can be stressed because that's not gonna help.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look the time up into your time with WXW. You were the first competitor after Michael Knight won his shotgun championship.
Oh
I
yeah.
see. That was a
Yes.
really cool match as well. It was in
Thank you.
Gotha, I guess.
Yes, that was in October or November last year.
Yeah.
That was a 4-day tour, and I think that was on the second day. Yes, that was on the
Yeah.
second day.
And if I just look on your matches, there were some great in following. First Michael Knight, then Faster Mudo, then Axel Tischer.
Yes, that's
So
right.
a great series of matches that you brought
Thank
in.
you.
And all of them minimum 10 minutes.
Yes, they were long. They were long for sure.
Do you like more short or the long matches?
It depends actually.
Mhm.
I know that we're gonna talk about Carrot a bit later, but
Mhm.
so with Jonathan Gresham, I worked like, let's say, 9 minutes,
Mhm.
and I really liked that match, but I wanted to work with him even more.
Yeah.
So it really depends. I
Yeah.
mean, let's say if I'm the first match on the show, then of course it's maybe not a good thing to do like 12 minutes. So I don't have a problem with 5 minutes or 12. I just
Yeah.
So I like both actually.
It can be a really good match with just 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. That's
That's
right.
no
And
problem.
sometimes like a lot of people think that 5 minutes matches are how to say, like, easier to do.
Mhm.
But if you think about it, you have 5 minutes for everything, so maybe you can't rest as
Yeah.
much as you could in a 20-minute match.
Yeah, it's really short. You have to show a lot of story inside this
Yes,
match.
that's right.
And that just in such a short distance.
Yes,
Can imagine it's not that easy.
yes, that's right.
So let's go to the road to 16 carat. And like said, you had a tournament on the road to 16 carat. And you got into the final and got your ticket to 16 carat. How did it feel if you heard that you will be in 16 karat gold 2022?
I'll be honest, I was very happy, but at the same time I was a bit afraid because on that match
Mm.
I got injured. My elbow got injured and
Oh,
still injured.
yeah,
I did a springboard move, a springboard meteora. It's a
yeah.
double knee strike
Mhm.
thingy. I did that a lot of times. Never. So never happened anything bad.
Yeah.
And on that day and on that match, my elbow got injured. So as soon as I finished the match, I had to go to the hospital
Mhm.
to do an X-ray on my elbow. So, but it wasn't broken, so that's a
Oh,
good
that's
thing.
good. That's
But
good.
they still put a cast on it for 5 days.
Mhm.
and I had 10 days to recover to your 16 karat. So
Oh,
that 10 days were like, sometimes it was better, sometimes it was really bad, because I was like, all right, I get this, but then I woke up the next day and my elbow really hurt. So I was like, oh shit, what if that's gonna happen? So
mhm.
yeah, I was happy. I would say I was more happy than sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, I had that feeling. What if it's not gonna happen?
Yeah, I can understand this. If you
Yeah.
are happy for something and you have something that really hurts and you don't really know, can I get the way to what
Yes.
I'm looking for? It's a hard time.
Yes, it is. So I told everyone, just like, give me good um how to say that, like, good vibes and stuff.
Yeah,
Don't talk about bad things and
yeah.
everything. Just tell me I'm gonna get recovered and everything, and it helped. So
Sometimes thinking
yeah,
positive helps in recovering.
that's right. That's
You're
right.
totally right.
Yeah, I was using a lot of ice, a lot of painkillers and everything, so it helped.
And it's still everything is good, or did you have
Um,
anything after it?
I mean, it's still swollen for
Hmm.
some reason, and also it still hurts when I do triceps exercises.
Okay.
So I kind of, like, if I do one, actually, I use very light weights,
Hmm.
but most of the times, like, I start the tricep exercise and I'm like, all right, then I'm gonna stop this till it's not gonna be better. But overall, I can work with it, I can wrestle with it, I can train with it. So that's a good thing.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So, and you have been on the 16 carat weekend total the whole time. You started with Inner Circle with
Yes.
a really cool elimination match
Yes.
where you had the right to eliminate the
Robert Dreisker,
Robert
actually.
Dreisker. That's really cool.
Yes. Yes. It was. I really like to work with Robert. We had, like, I had 2 singles matches with him,
Yeah, you had a
and
match on Passion Pro, I guess. Huh?
yes, actually two.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, then I worked with him then 5 times, actually.
Oh,
Yeah, two single matches.
mm-hmm. Take the
One,
matches.
yeah, two tag team matches, or one, I'm not sure. Two tag team matches and the Fatal 4-way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, really interesting. And then there was Friday, the first night of 16 carat.
Yes.
Have you been more nervous on 16 carat night one than on Inner Circle, or was it the same way?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, of course. So there was a parade in the beginning of 16 karat, when every, like, they introduced every wrestle,
Mm,
and we were standing in the back in a line, and that moment is something I'm never gonna forget. The karat music was playing. They were like calling our names and stuff, and when I got to the ramp, I heard the crowd, and that helped me a lot, actually,
mm.
because I heard them and they liked me, and I'm like, oh shit, all right, it's my time now. So yeah, but I was still nervous, of course.
Yeah, the crowd really liked you during the weekend. You were one of the most cheered wrestlers, I guess, on this weekend
Yes.
in every match you did. So
Yes.
you're doing a lot of good things, I guess.
Thank you. I try.
And on the first night, you had your match with Aigle Blanc, and
Yeah.
that was one of the, I guess, best rated matches on the night one.
Oh,
If you
thank you
hear
very
it
much.
on different podcasts, how was this match for you?
Oh, I really liked it. I really like to work with Eagle. I had a match with him in Passion Pro as well.
Hmm.
So I knew that it's gonna be something special for us, because we can work again together. We can work on the biggest stage of European wrestling. It can be our moment to kind of shine, like to break out or something. So it was a really good thing.
And you both had the second longest match on the Friday.
Sorry.
You both had the second longest match on the Friday.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think it was around 12 or 13 minutes.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Totally right. And it was really good. It was really a good match
Thank
to
you.
come into this kind of wrestling. And I guess a lot of people that didn't know you and Aigle Blanc thought it's just the high flyer match, but it wasn't just high flying. There was a lot of
Yes.
grappling, a lot of technique inside this match, and not
Yes.
just
That's
one
right.
kind.
That's right.
So let's step a day up, and there was the ambition match between you and Golden Boy Santos, the
Yes.
next generation fight.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, that was my second shoot style match, and I think it was his first one,
Yeah,
but I'm not sure. But
I
I
guess
think
as
that,
well.
yeah, so I think that's what he said. I really liked it because I could work with him, and also we got the next generation fight thingy, which is also a big thing. So it's not in the tournament, not in the ambition tournament,
Mhm.
but it's still like a special match. So it was really cool.
Perhaps it's a preparation for two guys that can be in the ambition tournament in the next year.
Yes, hopefully.
Yeah, I can imagine this. You two inside the ambition tournament with your kind of style. It would be really interesting.
Sorry.
You two guys inside the ambition tournament next year
Oh,
with your kind of wrestling would be really
yeah.
interesting, I guess.
Yes.
So let's come to the evening and the match you already mentioned. You against
Yes.
Jonathan
Jonathan
Gresham.
Gresham. That's right. That was my favorite match, I would say, of mine. I mean, I liked all of my matches because of different reasons, but if I have to choose one, then I would say that one because to work with Jonathan Gresham is something else. Like he's next level for sure.
He's just one of the best in the world.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Not
I learned a lot from him with the planning, with the match experience itself, also with the feedbacks he told me. So that was I would work him like anywhere, anytime.
and I can understand this. I heard a lot about him also backstage, and I guess we can say he's not just one of the best wrestlers in the world, but he is a really good and really nice person as well.
That's right. That's right. He's awesome.
And you had, like, on day one, on day two, for me, one of the best matches with Gresham, because there was again this really two in parts different style meeting.
Yes, that's right.
And on day three, you have in every year there's this special match
Yeah,
where
the
we have a
lucha
lot of
rules.
fun, a lot of action, always the
Yes.
lucha rules. And yeah, you showed us that you're not just a good wrestler, you're a good dancer as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so as soon as we heard that match is gonna happen, we were like, okay, that's gonna be mad one. We're gonna do a lot of fun stuff. So that's how we came up with the idea. It's the third day, it's our last match. Let's just have some fun. Let's give the people some fun and let's do something different. So that's why the dance off happened.
Yeah, and who was your favorite dancer in this dance off?
Tassilo, of
Does you
course.
know?
Yeah, of course. With the splash he did,
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
was the best. But I also really liked AC's Spinaroonie as well. So
I
yeah,
really liked the full emotion Dover
yeah,
dancing.
yeah. That also. Actually, if I think about it, it's hard to choose one,
Yeah.
but yes, I was still say Tassilo.
So congratulations to Cecilio for this good performance inside the
Yes,
match.
for sure.
So that was your last match on the Carrot Weekend. It was a long preparation. There were 3 really long days with all these shows. But how did it feel for you, these 3 days?
Actually, it went by pretty quick. So on Sunday after like we packed our stuff, we were like, oh shit, it's over,
Mm.
and we have to wait one more year. So yeah, but I really enjoyed it. Like, and after that we spent 1 week there,
Mhm.
and that those 9 days together or 10, I'm not sure, were the best time of my life so far. I would say I celebrated my birthday there with the other Hungarian guys
Oh, when was your birthday?
on the 8th of March.
So all the best as well, even if it's a little bit late.
It's okay. Thank you very much. So yeah, like yeah, the carrot weekend and the week after that was the best thing in my life
And I
so
hope
far.
you see you really soon at Germany again. It would
Yeah,
be
me
great.
too. Me too.
Where can we see you next?
Um, so tomorrow we have a show with HCW in Hungary, and I think the next one after that is gonna be in the beginning of April.
Is it the Passion Pro show?
I have to check my
Yeah.
calendar actually. Um, no, before Passion Pro, we have underground taping as well.
Okay.
That's gonna be up on YouTube.
Hmm.
After that, yeah, Passion Pro. After that, I'm going to Austria for
Oh,
PWE. That's a new promotion
yeah.
there.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's my April, and hopefully I can get some more bookings because I have some free weekends left.
I guess if some more promoters see what you showed us on WXW 60 Carat, you will get more book,
Hopefully, thank you.
of course. So let's talk about how we can support you. Is there any merch of Peter Tihanyi that we can buy?
Yes, there is one actually. I also have a big cartel where people can buy my merch, but I'll be honest, I'm really bad with it, so I have to work on that. But if someone follows me on Instagram or on Twitter, they can text me, and then we can talk about the merch. Or I mean, I can send the merch to him or
Mhm.
to her, and yeah. But if you just follow me on Instagram and Twitter, that's a really good support for me.
So everyone follow Peter Tihanyi on Instagram, on Twitter. And like you see, a really nice guy that was directly in charge to get into our podcast so we can talk about his time in wrestling. And I hope we'll see a lot of you again and we will hear from you again.
Yeah, I hope to. Thank you very much.
And lately we will talk about Spider-Man, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. We have to do that.
Yeah, of course. Peter, it was nice to have you here and I wish you a good time with
Thank
all your
you.
kind of wrestling.
Thank you for having me.
Before I finish the podcast, I would like to thank all our listeners for being here again, for taking the time to listen to the podcast. And I really would like to know from you, who are your Hungarian wrestlers that impress you the most? Just let us know in the comments. And if you like to, you can rate us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And of course, leave us a comment on YouTube or under our Twitter post. And I wish you a good morning, day, afternoon, or night. And we will hear us really soon.